I'll just wait for it to. Yeah, it takes time. There we go. Yeah. I'm just in everybody's way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all Timbermen fans. We would like to welcome you to game number 14 of the regular season of the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association between the Victoria Shamrocks and your Hazelwood Senior B Timbermen. Just a reminder, fans, please pay close attention to the ball, as from time to time the ball leaves the playing surface and may cause serious injury. Tonight's 50-50 draw is brought to you by Hazelwood Construction Services. The winning number will be announced during the second half of the third period. Tonight's referees are Mr. Tyler Boyer and Mr. Darcy Tiger.
Well, there's a Terry and a Tim. Nanaimo, Victoria, the island matchup in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association, and it doesn't matter what level you're talking about, Nanaimo, Victoria. It's the big one for these two teams, but especially here in Nanaimo, the Shamrocks, over the years at all levels, have had some very important and very big games. For this Nanaimo Senior B Timbermen team, the Hazelwood Timbermen, of course, they were at the top of the mountain in 2018, hosting the President's Cup, making it to the final. But it doesn't matter. Senior B as we are tonight, Junior A, there's a Junior A game between the two in Victoria tonight. Senior A, Nanaimo, Victoria is always special. And right now, the Timbermen have a narrow lead on the Shamrocks in the standings. This is a huge result. Nanaimo 7-4-2, Victoria 6-5-1. So an absolutely massive game. Nanaimo has that extra point most recently from being awarded a tie, a called game 0-0 against Ladner. So that point could end up being largely special. But of course, these 2 points, even more so between these two rivals. Colin Jeffrey down on goal to the right. At the other side for the Nanaimo Timbermen, they've got their ace netminder, Pete Dubensky. Always strong. And Grady Holmes takes the ball for the Timbermen right away. Holmes from the floor moves it off, and Nanaimo's setting up the offense for the first time. Clark has it at the top. Goes across to Mickelson. He's got Miller beside him. Opening minutes of this game. Opening seconds, in fact. Mickelson waits. He's all loaded up. Puts it across floor. He's got Luke Ori. Ori to the net. Puts it back for Holmes. Holmes, the left-hander, had to resettle. Long-range shot kicked away by Jeffrey, and Nanaimo could get the reset. Diplock had it go off of him. Still loose. Can Ori find it? No. Can Holmes? Yes. Holmes just flips it across, and Nanaimo has a fresh 30. Ori from the outside deals it into Wilson and back to Luke Ori. Ori, Mickelson, long range here. Mickelson for Diplock. Diplock hangs on to it, puts that one towards the net. Jeffrey reaching out. Wilson after the loose ball. Ori is too. Ori slides it loose. Shamrock's trying to get to it with Herman. And Jeffrey makes the outlet towards center court, and he's got Christensen. The Victoria captain controls as they look to get their first offensive set. Victoria setting up from the flank. Put across the floor there by Johnson. Now feed towards the front and trying to knife that one home from distance. Jordan Cunningham, a familiar name for fans in both Victoria and Nanaimo. Shamrock ball from the corner. They get the fresh 30. Put to the top. Connor Elias takes it in deep. Elias with a shot. Dubensky reaching. High ball. Taken back at center court. Johnson puts it across floor. Hard feed. There's Johnson, a low roller, and that's easily scooped up by Dubensky. Comes inching out of his crease. Pass misses, though. Doug Langlois has to try and take it by the bench. As he does so, Victoria is going to get given the ball back here. 1:47 in. They're not using the center clock here. They're using the end zone clock, by the way, at Frank Crane Arena. As the camera's switching up and down floor, you see there's no center floor clock. It's in the end zone. Shamrocks again with an offensive sequence here. Ball fed across. Marsh sets it up down low. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham to the top. Golia passes it off. Hard feed in tight by Boyd. There's a shot kicked away by Dubensky. The rebound is there. Timberman ball, and they're going to start towards center. Long outlet pass. Here's a break towards the net for Mickelson, faking. Mickelson, and almost beat Jeffrey, but he stayed right with him. That's a fine stop by the Victoria goalie. Byrne back up floor. Delayed call coming on Mickelson. There was a spill there as Byrne was taken down. The Shamrocks will go 6-on-5 here. Wade sends it across to Elias. Wade again. Feeds the crease. Now it's back up top for Johnson. Rips one off the target, and that ball is going to bound over and back. Interference, and Mickelson obviously did not like that call, but the Shamrocks will get to go 5-on-4 for the first time in this lacrosse game. 2 minutes and 47 seconds in. Senior B action at Frank Crane Arena on a Tuesday night. It's very, very late in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association season. For Nanaimo, virtually a clinch of second spot here. if they can come up with the 2 points. For Victoria, they put a lot of doubt in that 2-3 battle. If they can come up with a victory tonight. And some issues with the doors up top. A very hot night here in Nanaimo, so they're going to try and close up all those top doors so there's no sun slivers on the court. Shamrocks continue to set it up. Johnson point position, moves in, feeds across. Goalie winds, feeds low. Here's Johnson, flips it off. Wade a shot, scores! Beautiful finish by Wade. All set up in the right-hand shooter spot, and there was no way Dubinsky was catching up with that. Great release, great delivery, perfect angle. And Brody Wade puts Victoria into a 1-0 lead, a power play goal exactly 3 minutes into the contest. And that's the way you want to start on the road, and a case for Victoria of waiting for an early break on the penalty call on Mickelson, and they'd really closed the Nanaimo up tightly. And Wade, great outside shooter. Here's Holmes, sets up Ori. Ori way out wide. Fakes, on the run, to the crease, diving through, and Jeffrey stayed right with him. Nice run by Ori, but Jeffrey closed it up quickly. Spence for the Shamrocks. Passes it off. Cunningham. Return pass from Johnson. Cunningham again. Takes some contact. Cunningham being whacked at by Walsgood. Cross floor feed. Running chance. And there's a hog collar there. And that's going to be another Nanaimo penalty. Is working his way to the net there was Bowie. Maybe a good penalty to take. As Bowie was looking like he was going to be in one-on-one on Dubinsky, but collared on the play. And once again, the Shamrocks up 1-0 already. Go to the man advantage here at Frank Crane Arena. 3 minutes and 42 seconds into the first. Atwell heads off. Johnston from center court. The distributor on the Wade goal last time. And there's Brody Wade in that same spot again. Golia steps in. Johnson looks, flips. Wade towards the crease. Gets a return pass. Wade rips one, scores this time through Dubinsky. It's a sharp shooting start for Brody Wade. And that time he was in the same spot, and I think he sold Dubinsky that he was going to go to that far side, the stick side again, but he didn't. He put it right back and through. Sometimes you've got a shot and it works, you keep going to it. Other times you want to keep the goalie guessing. And Brody Wade is keeping Dubinsky guessing right now. 2-0 Victoria. A pair of power play goals. In a critical matchup for both teams, but the Shamrocks, an excellent start. Paziak for Nanaimo. Moves it in for Ori. Ori to the side for Grady Holmes. Holmes stepping in, feeding. Ori feeds the late man. John Diplock trying to spin through. Still Diplock gets by from the floor, put a shot towards the front, but couldn't get much on it as he was falling to the floor as he shot it. Outlet ball to Christensen. Christensen over center. Cunningham again. Cunningham has Bowie running through. Bowie gets a pass now, the left-hander. Across for Christensen. Christensen in with Wade, looking for three. Shoots one off the post and in. It's a hat trick, a natural hat trick for Brody Wade. What a dynamite start for number 16. Post and in. And that time the penetration a little deeper for Brody Wade, but two on the power play. One far side, one through, and then an in-tight chance just inside the post. And the Timbermen reeling a bit in the first 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Now Victoria has brought their A game on offense, and it's been quite a simple strategy. Get the ball to Wade. 3-0, 3 Wade goals. Timbermen come back on the attack. Miller runs a pick. Holmes takes the pass. Holmes flips it off. Doug Langlois walks in, wires one off Jeffrey. Miller tries to take the ball down, and he will. Miller from the outside. Fendick runs a pick. Still Andrew Miller trying to get away. Being forced. Still lots of time on the 30, though. Doug Langlois walks in, rips one. Jeffrey, the save, stood up, got the arm out, and the Shamrocks are going to run in transition. Byrne, lots of speed here as he backs down towards the net. Just wanted to back up the Nanaimo defense. Ball back towards center and Riley Marsh. Marsh away from Walsgood for Adam Golia. Golia has Bowie coming through. Pass to the front off the top of Marsh's stick. Walsgood trying to battle the ball away from him. Love to force a shot clock violation. He and Sempt are both back there, and that's exactly what they do. Shot clock violation, Nanaimo ball, and Walsgood is going to run it. Walsgood towards the middle. Darren Wilson. He's got a great outside shot, does Wilson. The left-hander moves up. Holmes goes to the front. Ball goes across the floor. Fendick feeds it back to Wilson. High ball. Put towards the net. Good attempt, but not on the goal. And now Victoria able to break back here with Simpson. Simpson taking on the defender Gregory. Pulls up. Simpson forced back towards center court. Wade has it again. Nanaimo might want to guard Wade even a little tighter. Wade goes cross floor. Connor Elias. Cunningham spins. Cunningham takes a hard push from Clark. Ball into traffic. Gregory comes up pushing in, shoving. And the ball collected. Moved long down floor. Nice catch by Clark. Clark's going to bring out the offense, led by veteran Doug Langlois right now. Langlois moving in. Ori goes to the front. Pass off. Mickelson. Miller shoots. That was stopped by Jeffrey. Just got enough. Reset for Nanaimo though. Ori from the flank. Gets to the front. Whips it back. Miller. Net drive with a shot. And that ball deflecting off bodies. Taken by Byrne towards center court. Up forward it goes. This time to McCulley. McCulley takes a look. Feeds it back. Marsh from center court. Marsh moves in. The right-hander. Trying to get towards the middle. He does exactly that. Ball goes across. No, fed down low. A quick stick from Johnson. Demensky sprawling across. That's his best save so far today. Keeps it at 3-0 Shamrocks. 8 minutes in. Pass optimistic one for Diplock, but picked off, and now the Shamrocks are back, and here's Marsh in. He's 1-on-3. Marsh shoots one. Demensky sprawling. And that's why the goalies want that big jersey. But a cross-check on Sempt at the same time. And the Shamrocks have the game's first 3 goals and also here the game's first 3 power plays. They scored on the first 2. The Timbermen wanting to be physical, you can see as part of the game plan, but the officials are calling this one close. And that's been to the Shamrocks' credit so far. Victoria using their speed more, and Nanaimo trying to use their physicality, but the speed so far has been the better of the 2 attributes. Up at the top, Johnson flips it Wade. Wade to the crease. Put to the front for Johnson. Across Golia walks in. Gets deeper and Demensky stopped him. Ball collected by the Shamrocks. Boyd. Now it's a shot from Wade, but a good block there. Mickelson got in the way. Shamrock ball, though, with a fresh 30. That's a great block by Mickelson, though. Golia to Johnson. Golia again. Johnson one more time. Johnson to Wade, back to Johnson, loads it up, feeds it across. Golia gets penetration, but he was contacted as he shot, and Mickelson will take it from the paint. Ball goes long down the floor. Jeffrey trying to come out and get it. Battles the ball away. 1:13 left in the man advantage. Here comes Victoria. Once again, it's Wade. Wade right down the middle, feeds the crease. Boyd, Marsh. Marsh looks and feeds Johnson. Johnson cross floor, Golia. Johnson rifles a shot. Demensky keeps that at bay. Ball loose. Atwell trying to find it. Goes in hard on Golia. Ball loose in the corner still. And the Timbermen had 1 chance at it, now 2. And finally, scooped up by Atwell. Up to Ross at center court. Ross on the run. Sets it up for Miller. Takes contact. Gets in close. Miller shot off the bar. Great drive by Miller. Literally an inch away from making this 3-1 shorthanded. Nanaimo wants to kill off as much of this Sempt penalty as they can. 3-0 Shamrocks on their 3rd straight power play, and the Timbermen looking good to kill this one, although there is a 10-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Wilson running by Perry. Wilson, high ball to the front. Fendick couldn't quite make the play he wanted. Shamrock ball. Just 5 seconds left in Semps minor. Wade's up floor. Semp comes on to meet him. Ball to the middle. Cunningham moves it across. Outside shot. Dubinsky able to stop Bowie. Bowie gets the reset. Makes the pass. There's a shot from long distance. Cunningham is stopped by Dubinsky. Wall's good on the ball. Boy, Dubinsky, since that 3-0 goal, he's really tightened up because Shamrocks have had chances. Clark. Ori now. Langlois beside him. Langlois in towards the middle. Had Clark there. Ball loose. Back in towards the paint. Jeffrey just batted it to the side, and Clark might get a recovery here. Tried to. Couldn't make the play. Shamrocks are back towards center court. Pick up with a strong run. Throws it back now to Christensen, and the Shamrocks are all set up. Boyd moves it up. More than halfway through the opening period, 3-0 Victoria on 3 Brody Wade goals. Golia beats one, shoots, and he put it wide. Rebound for Boyd. Dubinsky coming across. Ball bounces back into him. Outlet pass, breakaway opportunity potentially for Nanaimo here, but that didn't quite work out. Smart idea for a transition break. Dwyer couldn't quite take that down, and here's Wilson. Wilson throws it across floor. Outside looking, a bomb from Mickelson. Jeffrey closing up. And did that catch him in an awkward spot? He went down. Maybe like he took that one in a spot where there's not enough padding there. Whether that was right in the groin or in that spot just above the knee. But there's a couple of areas at the edge of pads, or anywhere if you get caught in the midsection. You can feel that. And man, when you get a clang, if you've never experienced a clang off a goalie helmet before, oh my goodness, that is terrible. I would never want to do that in a competitive game. Doing it just in a pickup game, or even taking, not a lacrosse ball, but even one of those orange hockey balls in a ball hockey game. It's just one of the absolute worst sensations. And it doesn't hurt, but it's absolutely disorienting. Jeffrey's going to be okay to continue, though, but got hit in a tender spot for sure. Wade moving towards the front. Escapes to the middle. Still Wade. Sends it across. Bowie. Johnson. Johnson makes a move. Takes a wrap. Nice flip pass off the stick of Wade. Started to run before he caught the ball, but that would have been an excellent chance for goal number 4 if he would have been able to connect. Wall's good up and over center for Nanaimo. Man running through. To the net goes Ori. Passing it off. Great save off John Diplock. Wall's good after the loose ball. Shamrocks take it away. Outlet pass for Spence, and he's got lots of real estate. Into Nanaimo territory, 7:50 remaining in the opening period. Still 3-0 Shamrocks. Ball to the top. Cunningham spins. Plays the late man, it's Elias. Adam Golia gets away from contact. His shot missed the target. And can O'Dwyer run this down? Was attempting to, but over and back is the call anyway, so he didn't really need to. And you don't want to expend extra energy on a hot night like this one. I think 30 plus in Nanaimo, most areas throughout the day, maybe not quite by the water, but by anyone's metric, that's a hot one, and it's hot in the arena tonight. Langlois with a pass up. Brody Wade is hot tonight too. Wilson, feet to the front. Langlois wanted the quick stick. Ball loose in behind. Wilson couldn't take it. Langlois gets some contact. Christensen got away. Ball towards him. Nice catch. Christensen works his way over center. Out of the double team. Nice pass off. Outside look here. Controlling is McCulley. McCulley to Johnson. Johnson, a push from Wall's good. Still Johnson. Goes cross floor. Golia. Boyd to the front. Johnson launches it. Kicked away by Dubinsky. Rebound is loose. Almost a Victoria reset, but Wall's good. Very good on loose balls. And he runs his way to center court. Gets away from Bowie. Wall's good to the middle. Diplock spins. Whips it as he was being taken down. Ori on his wrong side recovers. Ori, hard pass. Diplock can't catch that. Shamrocks are going to try and run. Nice move at center court. Benson did well to get away from the contact. Nanaimo had a really good start, but since the power plays have started, Victoria has certainly been the aggressor here. Ball to the top for Elias. Bombs one, and Dubinsky once again got a piece. Wasn't quite sure where it went, but he did the important thing, made the save. And over and back called against the Shamrocks. Clark will take it on the whistle in. 6 minutes to go, first period. 3-0 Victoria. Clark. Nanaimo hasn't quite got their execution where they want it, and part of that is Victoria defending very well. Langlois running through his Holmes. Still Langlois, half a possession. Cross floor pass. Mickelson, sidearm shot, stopped by Jeffrey. Loose ball, still free. Still loose. And Victoria gets it. Ball wrestled away by Langlois. Nice recovery by Mickelson. Sets it up for Clark. A second wave of Timbermen offense here, but behind the play, there's a penalty call coming. Is it going to be one or two? Looks like just the one. Fourth straight Victoria power play in this game. And the slashing call comes on Miller. So the Shamrocks playing well and continuing to get breaks on power plays. That was well off ball. Well off ball. But the officials spotted it. I said it, Nanaimo's trying to play aggressive here. And they need to talk about maybe moving to the other side of that line, dialing it down a bit. Here's Johnson, passing it off. Golia shoots one. Dubinsky got just enough. Ball in the paint for Mickelson. Mickelson outlet ball. Senft on the run. All the way into the Victoria zone. Ori's in behind. Senft will wait and take his time here. Ball across. Fendick working to the front. Fendick tried to shovel that one through. A tricky release down low, but Jeffrey was having none of it. Just stood his ground. 1:20 left in Victoria's power play. Brody Wade. Johnson. Golia. Boyd. Golia again to Johnson. Johnson stepping, feeding. Golia for Johnson. Down to the crease. There's Marsh, cross floor. Boyd shot, score, stiff angle. Not much room as Dubinsky takes a look, wondering how that went by. But Boyd stiff angle and just was able to put it off the goalie and brush it by. A third power play goal for the Shamrocks, a 4-0 lead. Wade a natural hat trick and 2 on the power play, and Boyd a man advantage goal to make it 4-0. And yes, there are Victoria fans here tonight, but the building is pretty quiet. The Timbermen fans stunned at what they're seeing. Just reminding Larry that was 51, Boyd who had the goal there. Not sure on the assist, but we got the goal anyway. Trucker Larry doing the PA announcing here. Longtime voice of the Hazelwood Senior B Timbermen. We all help each other out. Ball towards the middle. Larry does a great job, one of those great community volunteers that helps make lacrosse go. And it's not just the people that help out on the floor. It's people like Larry who help out off the floor as well. Especially on a warm night here at Frank Crane Arena. So Boyd makes it 4-0, and here's a break for Bowie. Nice job by Gregory to stop a former junior teammates in Nanaimo. Gregory's making a nice run here on his own. Stops up, waits for the defense of Victoria to get there, but more importantly, waits for his offensive teammates to come out and try and start a sequence with Langlois to the front, misses Holmes. Fendick grabs the loose ball from the corner. Lots of time on the possession. Fendick, nice move. Can he get to the front? Ball knocked away. Excellent stick to knock that ball free from Simpson. Ball towards center, off a stick. With a Victoria break. Byrne. Golia. Both teams had a chance at that loose ball, but the Shamrocks got it. Here's Byrne. Byrne winds and fires, and Dubinsky closes up. No rebound off Dubinsky this time. Works his way out of the crease. Dubinsky launches a pass to center court. Holmes in the double team, but I don't think he made the 8-second count. Dubinsky just had to wait a bit longer than he wanted to. Once again, Victoria ball. 2:45 left in the first. 4-0 Shamrocks in the lead. Riley Marsh on the outside. Marsh feeds it down and in. Outside opportunity. Good ball control there by Bowie. Got it in now for Cunningham. Cross floor Elias. Elias wants to get that big shot away. Pass in tight. Beautiful goal. The finish by Cunningham. And I think everybody thought Elias, he's got a tremendous shot. Wanted to wind it up and shoot it, but he didn't. He took it down. Great vision. Spotted Cunningham. 5-0 Victoria Shamrocks. 17:35 of the first period. Now the time of another Shamrock goal in offense, and there is some big-time penetration. But Elias drew everybody's eyes. He's a big man with a booming outside shot, and I thought he was going to take it, but that's what he fooled everybody into. And then just a short little pass to Cunningham, and he was nose-to-nose with Dubinsky. Clark gets a takedown here on Christensen. Christensen shaken up. Shamrocks are back. Breakaway opportunity. There's a big save off McCulley by Pete Dubinsky. What a stop that was. Ball free. Sempt will take it away. Keeps the game at 5-0, but that was a clear-cut breakaway opportunity. And McCulley was just robbed by Dubinsky. Andrew Miller moves it down to Mickelson. Up top, he's got John Diplock. Nanaimo's offense has really been disjointed so far. Lots of optimistic passes. Shamrocks are really using their speed to take away lanes. Here's a ball to the front. Open man. It's Miller. He scores! Andrew Miller got wide open that time. I think part of that was that Spence didn't have a stick. And I think he was upset there that he was playing without one and took his eyes off Miller. But just as we saw Christensen wide open in front of the goalie, Miller, same thing, puts Nanaimo on the board. It's 5-1, and Andrew Miller was absolutely nose-to-nose. And stunning similarities of those two goals. If you're Dubinsky or Jeffrey, you don't have much chance there when you've got great shooters. Cunningham is one. Miller is one. Those guys have been great senior B players for a long time. Cunningham had some WLA time, too, in his career. But really for him, he's just been a senior B stalwart. Pasiak moves it ahead. Ori drops it back. Nanaimo looking to maybe go on a small run here to capture some momentum heading to the break. Darren Wilson winding up. Wilson shoots one, didn't get through. Ball loose. Wilson on the recovery. Sets up Miller. Miller launches a shot. Jeffrey closed up. Jeffrey looks for the outlet. Whips the ball ahead. Put over center. Here goes McCulley. He was just robbed by Dubinsky moments ago. Last minute, first period. Golia. Boyd down low. Winding up. Boyd shoots one. Dubinsky came way out, and Boyd was wide open there. Nanaimo scoops the ball. Fed up ahead. O'Dwyer to Walsgood. Rifles a shot, and that was stopped by Jeffrey. Jeffrey lobs it up for Wade. Wade over center. His team up 5-1, and he's got a shooting angle. Big stop by Dubinsky. Punched that ball out. And here's Nanaimo over center court. Mickelson running. Walsgood beside him, and he's got Diplock in close. Diplock is stopped by Jeffrey, and quite literally, the goalie stopped Diplock and the ball there. And I think John Diplock would have been in the crease anyhow, so it wouldn't have mattered. Well, that was a nice run by Diplock, and they're going to call for the first wipe. Won't be the last wipe of this game, I am certain. But the first wipe of this lacrosse game. And Nanaimo will look to build some momentum in the second period. And also maybe get to the power play. Shamrocks have had all the special teams go their way in the opening 20 minutes. Now, that being said, on the Miller goal, there was going to be a Victoria penalty that was washed out by the goal. So 5-1 Shamrocks, Victoria ball, 24 seconds. And they could potentially pull Jeffrey here to go 6-on-5. Jeffrey's staying out there for now, but I think he might go to the bench here. On the whistle in. Jeffrey inching towards the bench. Wade closes up. 13 seconds, Marsh. Wade, now they bring on the late man. Ball is in behind the net. fed to that late man coming. There's a long range shot. Dubinsky well out on Golia. 2 seconds. Golia to the net. Dubinsky another save, and he hangs on to it. The first period comes to a close. And an absolutely fantastic 20 minutes for the Victoria Shamrocks, led by their power play, led by 3 goals. A natural hat trick right out of the gate from Brody Wade. We'll come back in about 10 minutes with second period action. The second period just about to get underway from Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo. Victoria Shamrocks 5, Nanaimo Timbermen 1. Through 20 minutes and a 20-minute stretch, without question, dominated by the visitors. Scored the first 5 in this lacrosse game before Nanaimo got one back in the late going. Pass deflected away, and Nanaimo's looking to run to open the second period. And they need to go on a run here. Trailing by 4, and Darren Wilson's way outside. Offense comes out to join. Doug Langlois takes it. Miller off his stick. Recovery by Clark. Clark cross floor. There's an outside chop from Wilson, but deflected out of play. And I thought that should be their ball, but the officials say otherwise. No, now they're going to. One official said Victoria, others said Nanaimo. Here's a pass, open man, Fendick, and Fendick rolls it in. And I think the Shamrocks were a bit confused, and can you blame them exactly? Because initially it looked like Shamrock ball, and yeah, they're talking to the officials right now. But then they made that quick change and said, no, Nanaimo ball. And so nobody was quite set on the defensive end. Fendick was on the offense. 5-2 scoreline. But presence of mind is the officials had reversed that call to get the ball to Fendick, who is not covered. Yeah, and Coach Dennett, you can tell, upset because it was that switch in possession that had his team just slightly out of their lanes. But that has the potential to be a big goal for Nanaimo to get them back in. Still down by 3, but in a game of runs, it's certainly possible even to get down 5 and correct things and get back in the game. And maybe it takes one more goal to really do that, but at 5-2, this game is a little closer. On the faceoff, Nanaimo picks up the contested ball. They've been aggressive, but that time aggressive and clean. And they need to clean up the discipline, no doubt, in the second period. Here's John Diplock. Diplock to Mickelson. Mickelson to Clark. Clark on the run. Whips a shot off the target. High ball towards center court. Can they avoid the over and back? No, they can't because the ball goes out of play by the penalty boxes. Christensen from center court. Brings out the offense. Here goes Bowie. Plays it down and in. Taking some contact is Boyd. Boyd cross floor for Johnson. Johnson has a man cutting through. That's Wade. Still Johnson. Looks, feeds, quick stick. Great save. Dubinsky on Bowie. Outlet pass towards center court. O'Dwyer plays it across. Grady Holmes to Doug Langlois on the move. Langlois looking. Hard pass off Miller's stick. Miller wants to beat the over and back. Does. Nice roller across to Wilson. Quick pass to Fendick late in the possession. A shot, and he tried to rise that. Go from low to high, but Jeffrey with the save and no rebound. Shamrocks are back up floor with Benson. 5-2 Shamrocks. Fendick the only goal of this second period. Just over 2 minutes into it. Wade sends it down low. Marsh looking for space. Mickelson's right on him. Still Marsh gets away. Plays it down low. Feed to the front, and Dubinsky are reaching, but Golia couldn't hit the target. Semp from the paint. Brings the Nanaimo ahead. Quick pass for Pasiak at center. Pasiak sets the ball up. Mickelson. Moved in now. But the pass goes astray away from Langlois, but Diplock might get a recovery. Diplock 1-on-2. Christensen goes down. Ball into Jeffrey, but that's back in. Timberman ball from the corner with Darren Wilson. Nanaimo gets a reprieve there when it looked like maybe they weren't going to get out. But a new 30, and now they'll set up the offense. All the way to the top for Holmes. Holmes to Oria, now Mickelson. Diplock looks. Hard feed across. Holmes couldn't take it on the bounce. It's still loose. Holmes with it now. Lots of time in the possession, but Mickelson's got to hurry at center court. 10 seconds. Bounce pass in for Darren Wilson. Wilson overhand delivery, missed the goal. High ball to center. Might be a breakaway for the Shamrocks here. Christensen tries to catch up. Looks to the front, pass batted down. And now Nanaimo's going to run. Nice bat down by Clark, and he leads out the offense. Pass to the front. There's a quick shot. Nice stop there off Wilson by Jeffrey. Jeffrey the outlet towards center court. Perry moving up. Perry plays it across to Boyd. Boyd. Johnson on the move. Walsgood stays with him. Delayed call on Nanaimo. Another one. Here's Boyd. Puts it to the middle. Quick shot and closing up Dubinsky. Can Nanaimo get the loose ball? They will. Holding the stick call against the Nanaimo Timbermen. And once again, the Victoria Shamrocks are going to the power play. And has that ever been a theme today or what? Nanaimo's had an incredibly tough time keeping their discipline and keeping this game at 5-on-5. And on a hot night, it makes it harder and harder to keep your energy up. But the Shamrocks going on power play number 5 here. Setting it up. Here's Johnson. Walks in. Flips off. Golia. Johnson. Another flip. There's Wade looking for 4. Stopped by Dubinsky. Reset ball there. Atwell couldn't take it. Wade does. Nice scoop by Brody Wade. And Victoria loads it up again to Boyd. Johnson. Johnson passes low to Marsh. Wade gets it. Or I thought he did. Now he's got it. Gets it to Johnson. Walks in. Feeding. Golia rifles one off Dubinsky. Rebound. Boyd scores. Another power play goal for Boyd. Dubinsky made a great first save, but then Boyd had him at his mercy. And Dubinsky was scrambling, and it's 6-2 Victoria. And for the Shamrocks, another power play goal in this lacrosse game. And in the first period, they had 3, so that is their 4th. Sometimes it's difficult to pinpoint why you're up or down in the game. Well, it's not difficult to pinpoint tonight. Discipline. The great shooting of Brody Wade. And Nanaimo on the offensive end just not able to execute the same way that the Shamrocks are. Clark has it now. Clark, overhand shot, missed the target. That ball is going to go over and back. And it doesn't seem to matter what facet of the game we're talking about. For the Shamrocks, it's working. For the Timbermen, it isn't. Boatloads of time left. But Victoria with momentum and maybe a chance for more here with Lias. Lias to the middle. Open man, it's Bowie. Great save, Dubinsky on Jack Bowie's chance at the crease. Walsgood brings the Nanaimo back over center. Walsgood plays in Mickelson. 6-2 Shamrocks over 5 minutes into the second. Fendick feeds Doug Langlois with a shot. Just missed. He had some room on the far side. Promising opportunity. Spence picks up the loose ball. Man breaking. It's Wade again. Wade has a defender back, and he knows it. Takes his time. Hard feet across. Johnson slows things down. Everybody comes on for the offensive change. Golia getting it in deep. Some contact there. Boyd survived it. Johnson stepping. High feed outside. Look, Golia. Dubinsky made the stop. Rebound loose. Johnson didn't get it. Wade did. Played the bounce well. Another Shamrock reset. Golia down to the corner. Connor Lias from there. Lias to Wade. Sets up Johnson. Johnson, nice feed in tight. Brody Wade, and he's stopped by Pete Dubinsky. I think he was in the crease, though. Don't think that would have mattered, but Dubinsky stayed with Wade, which has not been easy to do tonight. Matheny brings the Nanaimo back. Ori. Darren Wilson. Mickelson moving to the front. Gets by a defender. Put a shot in on Jeffrey, but Colin Jeffrey closes up. Outlet pass to Christensen. Shamrocks are away. Benson. Marsh. Mickelson's watching him. A pick thrown there. Nice job by Cunningham. Now a running chance. Bowie, Cunningham, good lane, good look, but his shot took a deflection away. Nanaimo might get a break to run. O'Dwyer up and over center, man off the bench, it's Holmes. 3 Timbermen on the play, pass to Grady. Holmes shoots one. What a stop by Jeffrey. Puts the net back on as he made that save. Grady Holmes looking to go far side. Jeffrey, a big denial. Nanaimo with a second offensive wave here in Fendick. Holding it up, Doug Langlois to the interior. Quick shot, but that took a tip. Miller after the loose ball. Can't get it. Byrne will. Running with Spence. Delayed call coming here. Too many players on the floor, and that one's going to sting for sure. Shamrocks were looking like they might have an easy put away. And is Christensen going to serve it? But Nanaimo will get their actual first power play here. They had one washed out on their first goal. But this is our first look at the Timbermen power play, and can it be anywhere as good as Victoria's, which has connected for 4 on the man advantage in a 4-goal lead. 12:26 to play, second period, 6-2. Victoria Shamrocks. The mop just came out. And Nanaimo will look to put one on the back of the net here. Mickelson comes up. He's the man of the point position right now. Now he moves to the middle, and Miller leaks to the point. Miller to Diplock. Cross floor. Diplock. Everybody switching. Diplock a drive. Jeffrey the save. The rebound is there. Nice job by the Timbermen to get it back. Simpson couldn't hang on. Mickelson. Deep to the corner. Wilson faking. Passing to Langlois. Mickelson again to Miller. Miller to Diplock. John Diplock coming to the front. A pass off to Mickelson. Back to Diplock. Hard feed across. There's Wilson. Rips one into traffic. One and moved ahead by McCulley. Ball knocked out of his stick. Gets it back. Takes a hard push there from Miller. And the Nanaimo's going to get the ball back. Now they're going to need to call for another floor wipe after that one for sure. Wilson. Doug Langlois took a wrap. Ball goes to Miller. Miller, quick stick attempt, but that one just misses. Ball off the window and kept in by Mickelson. 12 on the 30. Hard pass for Andrew Miller in close. Jeffrey there, and he leaps on the ball, hanging on to it. He's down on his stomach, and so is Miller. And there's going to be a cross-checking call as Miller is slow to get up, still on his hands and knees. He initiated that contact, but I think he might have taken the worst of it. Shamrocks complaining about Nanaimo's second consecutive power play. But you kind of figure in a 60-minute game, if one team is getting the short end of the stick with penalties, at some point it's going to go the other way, and that's exactly what's happened here in the second period. A roughing call against the Shamrocks, so for Nanaimo, they will sit with a 5-on-3 for 49 seconds. And when you're down 4, even though there's still half a game left, you feel like there's a bit of, maybe it's artificial pressure, maybe it's real pressure to get goals number 3 and 4, both on the power play, and make this game tighter. And you can tell the building's a bit more alive here with Nanaimo having some ball pressure in the last few minutes. Miller's going to start this 5-on-3 on the bench. And yeah, he was slow getting up, but did after that last sequence. Ross will stay out there as the safety valve back at center, as the rest of the 4 Timbermen will close up. Wilson to Langlois to Wilson. Ball bounced on him. Wilson. Langlois waits. Feeds. Wilson. Mickelson walks in. Put that one to the paint. It's bouncing, and Jeffrey spun himself around. Ball was bouncing behind, but he had the presence of mind there to stay with it. Slashing call against the Timbermen. Victoria on the run here and wanting to kill time. But the parade to the penalty box continues. Instead of just Nanaimo in the first, now it's both teams getting penalties here in the second. But net result, Victoria continues to lead, and their lead is once again at 4. Late in the possession, off a rebound, Shamrock ball again. And could there be further penalties? At the end, board battle ensuing, and that has everybody up in arms on both sides. Now, I was getting one call for sure. Are there more coming? Yes, there are indeed. So it looks like 2 Timbermen penalties and 1 Victoria Shamrock penalty. And boy, that board battle was hotly contested, and both players had a hold of each other. There's always going to be nastiness with Nanaimo Victoria. And different with other teams, I guess there's some guys around the league that, played against each other their whole lives, maybe in minor and in junior and then at different levels of senior. But on the island, everybody plays with and against everybody else. And there's guys on both sides here that have connections to the other city. Sometimes as teammates and friends, other times as foes. So the net results right now says 4-on-4, but will that change? They whistle it in, and it's 4-on-4 here. Outside chance for the Shamrocks. Marsh moved it in. Boyd cross floor. Nice spin by Wade. Overhand shot in Dubinsky. Able to keep it out. Pass ahead. Nicely fed to O'Dwyer. Good job by Walsgood from the floor. O'Dwyer's up in transition. Wilson's on the other side. O'Dwyer moves it into Miller. Andrew Miller. Mickelson comes by to help him. Mickelson going to the front. Still Miller. Up to the top goes Wilson. Wilson bombs a shot off the target, and that one will once again go over and back. Shamrock ball, and in 20 seconds, it is going to be a Shamrock power play situation. Ball from the corner. Fed out front. There's a quick shot. Dubinsky sprawling. Great stop on Bowie, and that ball somewhere underneath him. He didn't want to move. He knew he had it, but he didn't want to get up, nudge it over the goal line. Walsgood moves the ball in for Holmes. Holmes moving down. Sets up Mickelson. And a possession call for the knockdown on pickup. Shamrocks running. Christensen moving in, but well cut off there by Mickelson. Christensen continues to control. Sets up the offense. Boyd sitting on 2 goals. Boyd to Johnson. Brody Wade again to Johnson. And now Golia. Johnson, Wade. Here's Johnson again. Nice return. Johnson scores. Perfect outside shot just inside the post. A 5th power play goal for the Victoria Shamrocks, who now lead by 5. First time today, 7-2. And power plays have been and continue to be the story. And again, it's those outside shots that have proved very deadly. Now that was a great one from Johnson. But that's the thing. He had a really wide lane. Could see where he wanted to shoot it, and he picked that spot. Not much chance for Dubinsky. Holmes off the faceoff, brings the Nanaimo back, but 5-goal lead, and now more than half the game has elapsed. And still the Timbermen waiting to go on some kind of a run, even though they did get back-to-back goals at 5-1 and 5-2. Ball to the front for Wilson. Wilson takes a look. Hard pass, Fendick in and out of his stick. Fendick on the recovery. Moving down lower, Fendick to Miller, driving in, trying to go short side, and Jeffrey got the leg out. A Victoria ball. Shamrocks are going to run quickly here. Cunningham waits now, brings out the offense. Wade against the wall. Riley Marsh. Back to Lias. Half a possession. Lias, good pass. There's Bowie. Tried to tuck that in, stick side short. Timbermen running back in transition, and a good run by Gregory. Darren Wilson joins. Walsgood stays out on offense too. Ball back up top. Mickelson. Darren Wilson. Wilson takes a look. Spins. Tried to get to the interior. Still Wilson. Up top for Holmes. Nice move, Grady. Holmes in. Jeffrey stopped that bouncer. Jeffrey delivers, and Victoria's away with speed again. Spence is open, but keeping and shooting that ball was Matt Perry. Timberman coming back. Ross with it. Ball moved down to the corner. Outside Ori. Across to Miller. Miller has a lane this time. Rips one. Scores! Took some contact, but then got away, and he was able to reset. Jeffrey couldn't reset his feet before Miller reset his shot. 2 in the game for Andrew Miller. 7-3. Nanaimo gets back to within 4. And a perfectly delivered outside shot. There's been a couple of interior plays. I think the Shamrocks have done a better job at getting there than Nanaimo has, but for the most part, it's been the big outside shots that have been doing the damage. And that was, without doubt, a big outside shot for Andrew Miller. Excellent delivery. And as I said, he was moving towards the middle and then was able to, after that contact, reset himself. Sometimes that's hard to do. You get the contact and then you're in a hurry to shoot and you're slightly off balance. But he got away from that first contact. Then he recovered, reset his angle, ripped it in. Hotly contested face-off battle. Can Nanaimo win this? Holmes to the net, breakaway. Great save by Jeffrey. Off the goalie and out, but Grady Holmes just had a great chance. Ross. Mickelson. You can see Nanaimo's got a bit of life right now. Still down 4, though. At the top, Fendick. Sets it up. Darren Wilson looking, feeding. Mickelson put one off the target, fights for the rebound. Some contact, but Cunningham saw that coming, able to wriggle free from it. Cunningham has Benson. Benson shoots one. Dubinsky stopped it. Thinking about the long outlet. Arcing ball. Walsgood with a nice catch. Walsgood has Langlois off the bench. Feeds him Langlois. Jeffrey closed it up. That's transition at its finest. It's also goaltending at its finest. Colin Jeffrey made the stop and no rebound. Doug Langlois was flying off that bench and Walsgood hit him in stride. Shamrocks back. Wade. Marsh from the corner. Sept. Couple of wraps here at Riley Marsh. Marsh looking at Wade. Wade runs a pick. Lias goes to the middle. Marsh feeds the corner. Fed to the front. There's a stop. Just barely. Dubinsky got enough. Looking for his 4th of the game was Brody Wade. Nanaimo transitioning. Wilson's off the bench. Matheny directing traffic as he walks in. Down floor feed. Wilson to Miller. Miller shoots one. And closing up very quickly was Colin Jeffrey. Victoria ball, 5:12 to go, second period. Shamrock 7, Timbermen 3. And the transition with the offense out the front gates has led to a much more openly played period here. No surprise in the second. Bowie, cross floor, Marsh to the front for Boyd, looking for a 3. And Dubinsky made sure there was no room, but the shot just missed the target. Late in the possession here for the Shamrocks. Ball put to the front off the top of Bowie's stick. And Nanaimo can either take possession or maybe force a shot clock violation. And the latter happens, the shot clock violation. Shamrocks back on defense quickly. Ross sets up Mickelson. Mickelson to Diplock to Mickelson again. 2 Timbermen in behind the net. Feed to the front, open man. Ori Jeffrey the save. Down to his knees, reaching his arms up. Good look, good run by Ori, but Jeffrey a fine stop. And there's a pass just a bit too far for Wade. McCulley tried to take it, he couldn't. Ball battle still. A chance for O'Dwyer, can he take it? Not yet. Ball still loose. Nanaimo looking to recover. And finally, it is going to be Timberman ball. Up to center they go. Wall's good. 4 minutes left in the second. And the game stalled at 7-3 right now. Holmes moving up. The lefty. Feeds the front. There's Fendick spinning. Tried to get away. Still Fendick. Went down to the floor. Got the shot away. But Jeffrey stood up tall. There wasn't much room for Fendick, and he was in heavy traffic. But he did get the ball towards the net at the very least. Spence working deep in behind the Timberman net. Nice pass out front. Lias is alone. What a stop by Dubinsky on Connor Lias. Lias was wide open. That's great execution for Victoria. But A-level goaltending by Pete Dubinsky. And both guys have provided that here in the second period. Diplock against the wall. Wilson fakes a pass. Spins away from Perry. Wilson spins again. Trying to shake his man, but he can't. Wilson had the ball knocked out by Benson. 2 seconds. And it's just put over the shoulder there by Ori. Darren Wilson tried everything to get loose and get open. Put on his best moves, showed his best power, but he just couldn't get away. Golia, bounce pass in. Johnson, Boyd. Boyd faked a pass. Now he puts it across floor. Wade to Johnson. Johnson has one of the power play goals today. 5 of them. There's a quick shot towards Dubinsky. Looking for another tally was Boyd, and there's a big stop by Pete Dubinsky. This time off Bowie. Mickelson in transition. Nanaimo has men off the bench. Pass off the top of Langlois' stick. He recovers it from the corner. Langlois to Miller coming in late. Charges through. Jeffrey stopped them. Where's the ball? It's underneath Colin Jeffrey. Andrew Miller, the best of the Timbermen offensively today with a couple of goals, 2 of their 3. Bettered that time by Colin Jeffrey going down to ground. Spence looking. Stepping in, dropping back. Lias, 15 on the 30. Lias stands and waits. His mate's running to try and get open and create some room and space. There's a feed to the front for Boyd. That was a stiff angle on the quick stick, and he couldn't quite make it work. 1:45 left in the second. 7-3 Shamrocks. Timberman in transition. Break to the net for Holmes in. Stopped by Jeffrey. Shamrocks transition it quickly. Benson has a man off the bench. It's Cunningham. Benson gets some contact but hangs onto the ball. Benson continues to wait. Plays it into Adam Golia. Half a possession still Golia. From the outside. Feeds it cross floor. Johnson. Cunningham trying to get some pick room opened up. There's a shot from the side angle trying to fool Dubinsky was Golia, but he didn't. And the officials call for a wipe with 1:09 left in period number 2. I think that wipe is going to be down in the Victoria zone, and it will be. And it looks like it's right in Jeffrey's crease. Probably on that last Miller chance when he went in. Jeffrey went down as well, making another big-time stop. Colin Jeffrey's been solid. The shots were 21-18 Victoria after the first period. Right now, 38-32 for the Shamrocks at last count. So both goalies have been busy on a hot night. Here come the Timbermen. Looking to get within 3 here late in the period. Mickelson on the run. Back to Miller. Miller's pass to Flex. Mickelson finds it to the middle open man. Ori shot. Bounds away. Off the rafters. Timberman ball. Fresh 30 seconds. Or is it Shamrock possession? The officials, I think, have a disagreement about who that went off. Victoria had the ball. They were looking to move it quickly. And it is going to be Shamrock possession. And it's going to be McCulley to take it. So Nanaimo has to defend here. Marsh will close. Wade beside him. Cunningham joins as well. Riley Marsh, lots of room. Cross floor to Boyd. Boyd breaks into a run. Cunningham Atwell watches him. Cunningham shimmies low. Try to feed the front ball, bouncing around in traffic. Timbermen will take it. Slower transition this time to center. And is this another wipe or a penalty call behind the play? Or a Nanaimo timeout? That's what it is, a Nanaimo timeout with 20 seconds left. And a chance to go 6-on-5 and drop one final play for the Nanaimo Timbermen. And the game has stayed at either 4 or 5 in Victoria's favor. And what the Shamrocks did is they started well. They started quickly. Got the 5-0 lead. And then since then, Nanaimo's been chipping away, but really ultimately the game's been going back and forth. And if the Shamrocks can keep that going, it would be a massive win to move within 1 point of the Nanaimo Timbermen. Now, Nanaimo's done this weekend, but the Shamrocks have a North Shore game listed for July 20th. And that could end up being a huge game. Pending other action, of course. But these two teams in that 2-3 battle in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association. Mickelson has it, moving up slowly. Clock will get to 10, and then they'll start to move it around. Well, they won't. Mickelson continues to set up slowly. Wilson, he's only got 4 seconds. Wilson pass deflected away. Maybe one more shot. Long range, misses, rebound. And that did not go the way Nanaimo hoped. And Wilson upset with himself. He couldn't make that catch. Shamrocks 7, Timbermen 3 after 40 minutes at Frank Crane Arena. A Tuesday night battle in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association. In 10 minutes, we'll be back with the third period. Timbermen and Shamrocks, period 3. Frank Crane Arena on a hot and a little bit muggy now Tuesday night. 7-3 Shamrocks, Brody Wade. 3 goals, the first 3 in the game, and 2 assists for 5 points. He has been the offensive leader. Look at Holmes off the faceoff, trying to bring Nanaimo in. Holmes a shot, scored, short side. A rare blemish on Colin Jeffrey. And Holmes pumped up after getting forward off the faceoff and finding that shot just inside the post. And a beauty it was. Nanaimo within 3 now. It's 7-4. That took 9 seconds. Holmes is very good on faceoffs. And if he wins it, he gets ahead in a hurry. This time contested battle. Clark has it. Nanaimo's forward again. Clark to the goal. Takes a push. Clark waits and delivers to Wilson. So a 3-goal game now. That changes things maybe a lot. Miller passes it off. Outside look for Mickelson. Mickelson hard pass. Wilson to the front. Quick stick attempted. Ball back towards Miller. 2-goal man for the Timbermen. Miller double teamed. Lost possession. Shamrock ball. Victoria's had an answer for everything Nanaimo has given so far in the game. Will that continue here in this period? Riley Marsh. Marsh to Boyd. O'Dwyer staying with him. Gives him a couple of pushes. Boyd, nice pass to Golia. Kicked away by Dubinsky. Reset for the Shamrocks. Ball to Marsh. Spins free. Trying to hit Brody Wade in the interior. Wade to Marsh. Riley Marsh hangs on. Puts it across to Boyd and now Golia. Golia has some room. That's cut off. Trying to get away from it. Golia to Marsh. Marsh on the move, getting in close, and he tried to shovel that one through Dubinsky. Ball back towards center court. Over and back call. Good defensive sequence for the Nanaimo Timbermen right there. 1:32 into the third period. Shamrocks by 3, 7-4. Nanaimo's had 2 2-goal runs in the game, but they continue to trail. Here's John Diplock trying to get free. Does. Back into contact. Hard pass. Holmes tried to find it, but he's tied up, and Jeffrey from the crease. Short outlet. Ball towards center. Pickup. He'll head off. Johnson. Well outside. Posting up. Cross floor delivery for Connor Elias. Elias. Cunningham. Senft is on him. Cunningham gets away. Took a shot wide of the target. Senft on the rebound. Running ahead. Mickelson heads off. Miller runs on. Senft defers this time to Mickelson on his wrong side, so he leaves it for Holmes. Ori down low to help him pick. Grady Holmes forced back. Cross floor, open man. There's Miller, a shot off the target. That one's going to go over and back, and that one will be frustrating for Miller because he got into an open lane there, but tried to cut it too fine to beat Jeffrey around the arm. Shamrock ball. 7-4 they lead. 2:35 gone third period. The final week of the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association for Nanaimo. Victoria's still got another game at the very end of the schedule on the 20th. Outside look here for Wade. Puts it into the middle. Elias a big body but couldn't take that one away. Nice pass towards the front. There's a big save by Dubinsky as he robbed Connor Elias. Wall's good. Beaten to the ball by Johnson. Feeds the crease, and there was Elias again. Couldn't take it. Timbermen possession. Up they start. Atwell. Diplock's up ahead of the play. Atwell delivers to Darren Wilson. Wilson, tons of room on the flank. Feeds the crease, but some interference there. His pickup was down in his hands and knees. So Nanaimo had opened up some space, but illegally. Outside Cunningham. Could get to the net here. Sempt, hard push, knocks him over. Ball comes out. Cunningham, nice job to recover it. Takes a push from Clark. Cunningham, a pass for Marsh. Couldn't settle that down. Nanaimo's defensive wall takes it over. Paziak is running, so is Sempt. Miller there to join. Ball to Miller, but Too high of a pass. Miller couldn't take it. Made a hard run to get on into the play, but now has to make a hard run to get back to the bench again. Herman moves it ahead. Wade. Wade was dynamic in the first 10 minutes of the game. Pretty quiet since then. Does he have some more magic left? He gets in alone, and Dubinsky closed up, making the save. And I think crease violation anyway on Wade. And are they calling for a floor wipe? Yeah, they are. $250, the 50-50 tonight. And it's always misleading when you watch games on YouTube. The one side of Frank Crane Arena is nearly empty, and of course that's where the camera is showing you, but right below the press box, to my left and my right, the stands are pretty full. And so you've got a decent crowd, but you look and all you see on the camera view is those empty seats across from me. But pretty good crowd here. And with a 50-50 of $250, you know it's not a tiny, tiny crowd. But games always, when you're watching them on YouTube or on television from Frank Crane, usually there's anywhere from 300 to 500 people at a game. But they all like to sit on the one side. Here's Holmes, except for the few stragglers. Ori, cross floor. Mickelson. Doug Langlois moves in, a shot. Almost bounced that one by Jeffrey. Could be an over and back here, and it will be. Holmes couldn't collect it. This might be a clean breakaway for the Shamrocks. It is. Burns scores. Is it waved off, though? Shamrocks won't be able to take that on the bounce. Byrne kind of knew. Muted celebration. Coach Dennett's upset why they wouldn't just allow Victoria to carry on, but it'll be Shamrock ball and no goal. And Byrne, as he put that one in, kind of knew that might be the way it went, but he legged it out anyhow. There's Cunningham, a shot off the post. Dubinsky reaching, couldn't catch up to that, and it might go goalie to goalie here. Jeffrey comes out, loops it up for Cunningham. Here's Cunningham. Has some room. Nanaimo gives him maybe too much space. He gets away. Dubinsky stopped his shot, but this could be a reset for Johnson. It is. Johnson sends it low for Cunningham. Ball battle comes to the front. Nanaimo can't take it. Now they will. Mickelson running out of his own territory. Leaves it for Miller. Miller to Wilson. Miller's been Nanaimo's best scorer, but he's also left some chances on the table here. Langlois. Langlois' been quiet tonight. Has it now, though. Passes it off. Wilson to the front. Mickelson over the shoulder. Jeffrey the save. He didn't move. He just kept his positioning. That was a good bid by Mickelson. But Jeffrey wasn't fooled by any of it. Didn't even move. Just made himself big, covered the angle off. Even the over the shoulder couldn't beat him. Here's Marsh. Marsh almost lost his bucket. Still going, though. Marsh cross floor. Hard feed to Wade. Wade took the ball in, gets it deeper. Pass to the front. Quick shot. Beautiful goal. Hat trick for Boyd. As the Shamrocks moved it from the righties to the lefty Boyd. So Wade's got 3, Boyd's got 3, and it's 8-4 with 14:10 remaining. Victoria in the driver's seat once again. And that was massive. Nanaimo had taken a bit of momentum, couple straight goals to make it 7-4, but they just haven't been able to sustain it. And the Shamrocks, I said it earlier, they've had an answer for everything Nanaimo has done. Got the big lead, and then they've just allowed the game to get sawed off since then. And the lead's back up to 4. Ori plays it across. Mickelson down low, running out front. There's Miller, a shot, bounces into a stick, taken by Wilson. Wilson brings the ball in. Net drive, Jeffrey leaning, made the save. And Colin Jeffrey continues to stand tall. And that was a pretty good drive. Wilson's a good power runner. But Jeffrey leaning stayed right with it. They call for the floor wipe here. West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association tomorrow night. New West Ladner. Thursday, Nanaimo at Ladner. Saturday, Shamrocks in New West. Also Saturday, Nanaimo North Shore. North Shore Victoria on Sunday. And then Saturday the 20th, that last game of the season, Shamrocks against North Shore Indians. And that could be big depending on where Nanaimo and Victoria sit by then standings-wise. Right now, Nanaimo, as I said, they have that 3-point lead, but if Victoria holds this lead, it gets down to a very narrow 1 point. 8-4 spread right now. Brody Wade. Johnson. Johnson cross floor with it. Ball fed down low. Wade, soft pass. Golia takes contact. Now Johnson's wide open. Shoots one. Dubinsky came out, made the stop. Senft up ahead. Nice catch by Ross. Diplock is off the bench, but Holmes, the second man, is the one played in. During the 7-minute mark, third period. Victoria by 4, 8-4. Mickelson to Langlois. Langlois gets it low. Holmes makes a move. Langlois with him. Holmes in front. Great stop by Jeffrey. Rebound Langlois, and he couldn't beat Jeffrey either. Colin Jeffrey, fantastic in between the pipes for the Shamrocks. Perry's back with some speed. Perry. Cunningham at center court. Out of a double team. Nice job to do that. Bounces it back. Marsh. Cunningham against the wall. Marsh goes to the front. Cunningham, hard feed, quick shot, beautiful goal. It's 4 for Boyd. And it was all the right-hander in Wade in the first part of the first period. And then in the back half of the game, Boyd has been heating up. That's his 4th. He's now the top goal scorer in the game. And the lead once again hits 5 for the Victoria Shamrocks. And a case there, too, where that lateral pass, when the Nanaimo's making it, the Shamrocks are not getting split. And the Nanaimo's not using that lateral pass to create space. They're just getting swallowed by it. And Victoria at the other end, their lateral passes are creating space. And it's just that little bit of a step quicker, a pass quicker. And when that ball's going across, Dubinsky, of course, has to switch his angle, but those cross-floor feeds are just working absolutely beautifully. Here's Holmes in a bomb, and that one misses. Rebound to center court. Shamrocks are on it. They're going to run. And you can see, too, right now, with Victoria having more of the possession on this hot night, they've got more energy at the end here. Nanaimo's got a ton of desire, but the Shamrocks, you can see it, just have a bit more energy. Elias. Johnson. Timbermen want to get the crowd into it. Maybe that could give them some energy. But here's another Victoria chance. Dubinsky got a piece. Ball in behind. Another reset. Johnson, good look on that one. Kept out by Dubinsky as well, but it's another reset. Wade to Elias. Shamrocks keep getting shots, keep getting resets, putting the Nanaimo defenders in fatigue situations. Wade, watched by Pasiak. Wade shoots one. Dubinsky tried to close up. He did. And Wade had to reach into the paint, and so it's Timberman ball. Pasiak gets towards center court. Wants to set up the offense here. Doug Langlois. Langlois cross floor. Mickelson. A pick from Fendick. Mickelson. Ball knocked out of his stick. Stick knocked out of his hands. Shamrocks running. Nice job by Christensen to get inside the Nanaimo territory. Benson was going to the goal, but Christensen hangs on. 11 minutes left. Shamrocks by 5. Now they can start to manage the clock now. Yeah, there's still oceans of time left, but you start to use all the 30 and get some resets, and that time evaporates quickly. Marsh. Sends it across. Golia. Winding up. Nice pass. Boyd's alone. Stopped by Dubinsky, straddling the goal line. Boyd open again, looking for goal number 5. Marsh on the ball. So much energy from the Shamrocks right now. Getting a ton of resets in succession here. Nice work by Matheny force the over and back and delay a game call against Connor Elias. Absolutely, and that was one where he was frustrated. They had the Timbermen in some trouble there, but got an extra touch on the ball. He doesn't like it, but you can hear the Timbermen bench yelling about that one right away. Junior lacrosse tonight as well for Nanaimo and Victoria, down the road. 10-6 tonight. Junior Shamrocks beat the junior Timbermen. And they're getting to the end of the Junior A season as well. Wraps up this weekend. Saturday, the final day. And the Coquitlam Adanacs, I think most people's favorites to be the Western representative at the Minto. Yes, there's going to be another BC team this year. 2 will make it. Nanaimo, one of those teams. They think they've got a legitimate shot. Poco for sure. Burnaby as well. The Junior A Shamrocks are still very much in the race. But really, it's Coquitlam, then Nanaimo, Poco, Burnaby. Those are the Junior A teams. Most people think, me included, that Coquitlam is going to be there at the end. And anybody's guess who the second team will be. Here's Miller. And can anyone, Nick Ladner? That's the question in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association. Can anyone, Nick Ladner? They're hosting the President's Cup this year, and there's Christensen, empty net goal. Good run down the floor, and now the Victoria lead is 6. Shamrocks hit double figures. 9:54 left, and Nanaimo wanted to start pulling the goalie. In this case, with some coincidental penalties. In effect, they were going 5-on-4. But Victoria right now just outrunning and out-muscling the Nanaimo Timbermen in this game. It's been a theme throughout. They came ready, they played hard, and they played fast, where Nanaimo was probably a bit too physical off the start, putting themselves a man down. And on a hot day, when you keep going down a man, it takes a toll. Here's a long-range look for Ross. Knifing through, doesn't shoot it. Wants to bring out the offense, and that's Miller this time. Extra room, it's 4-on-4. Dubinsky stays in net now. I think Nanaimo will have to get a couple with him still in net before they think about pulling him again, if that can even happen. Wilson, cross floor. Fendick on the move, in tight. Nice goal, short side. Didn't look like there was any room for Joey Fendick, but he found it somehow. Jeffrey appeared to have all that angle covered. From my vantage point, I couldn't see even a sliver of room, but Joey Fendick could. 10-5, Nanaimo back within 5 on Fendick's goal. And so does that mean they start to pull Dubinsky again? It didn't work last time, and they went down by 6, but Fendick brings Nanaimo back to within 5. I think Nanaimo might wait to see if they can, somewhere quickly here, get another goal at even strength. And then maybe you start to go 6-on-5. Still lots of time left. Benson on the faceoff, checked by Clark. Benson bats it back to the defense. And here's Byrne, running hard up the middle. Byrne, oh, a nice good stick by Paziak to get in the way of Byrne's play. Timberman trying to muscle back. Great job on the back check there by McCulley. But Holmes gets forward. Couple of clutches to get the ball firmly, but now he's got it. 9 minutes remaining. Shamrocks 10-5. Holmes trying to get in tighter. Flip the ball off. Nobody home. Andrew Miller takes a push. Still has it. Ball knocked away from his stick. Miller wrapped up in the corner. Nice run here by Fendick. Warding off checkers. And Fendick, shot clock violation. Or, no, it's the opposite. It's a penalty call. I thought shot clock violation, but a Nanaimo penalty instead. And boy, that comes at a terrible time. That is tough for the Timbermen. You hear the fans. And I think that was delay of game on Fendick, I believe. It's Shamrock ball. At the crease, Boyd, does he have another one in that stick?
2 minutes for delay of game.
Ball towards center court.
28-39.
A Victoria keep in. Ball down low. Boyd, Brody Wade shoots one. What a stop by Dubinsky on Wade. Mickelson from the crease. Nanaimo short-handed. Lias out of the box after Walsgood. Walsgood gets away, takes contact. Feeds it low. Barging through. Sempt lost the ball. Gets it back, but he couldn't get a shot. He's still fighting hard for it down deep. He's not normally playing that far from his own goal. Jeffrey wrestles the ball away and gets it forward. Under 8 minutes left. Wade has it. Johnson. Golia. Boyd. Golia to Johnson. Wade, hard pass. Golia. Johnson puts it in for Boyd. Bounces away. Wade recovers it. Passed it away, though. Nanaimo running O'Dwyer. Up with Mickelson. O'Dwyer feeds the late man, Doug Langlois. Langlois pulls up. Trying to ward off a checker. Shoots one. Jeffrey closes up. Jeffrey's been really good at making that stop and then not allowing the rebound to come out. Just sucking those balls up. A possession killer. Wade to Marsh. Lias to Golia. Boyd. Still 20 seconds on the power play here. Marsh to the middle. Lias to Marsh. Cross floor. Golia couldn't take it. Boyd will. Up to the top for Marsh. Drives one off the target. That's going to be over and back. Shot clock violation anyway, so either way, that sequence was coming to an end. 6:47 remaining, third period. Shamrocks 10, Timbermen 5. And Victoria looking to match Nanaimo with 7 wins on the season. This is a massive, massive night in the standings for the 2-3 battle. A feed goes astray. Mickelson. Miller's open up top. Mickelson trying to bring the ball in. Takes contact, though. And McCulley runs away with it. McCulley up with Spence. McCulley won't shoot it. Sets up the offense. Here comes Bowie. Bowie. Now it's played by Cunningham to Lias. Lias turns away from Sempt. Connor Lias to the nets, and Dubinsky reached out with his stick. Couldn't trap it, though. It's still free. Second wave. Pass to the front. Off the bar it goes. Ball in behind. Nanaimo gets it. Boy, the Shamrocks were close to getting 11. Wade, by the way, now sitting on 7 points. Jackson Boyd, 5 points, 4 goals, and an assist. And now Nanaimo going 6-on-5 with 5.5 to play. And down by 5. Fives are wild here. Fendick. Passing in Langlois. High pass picked off. Empty net again. Dubinsky trying to get back. A Shamrock run here. And a Shamrock goal. Finished off easily by Simpson. And that's a sign that your execution is just not happening. The 2 times Nanaimo tried to pull the goalie to have the extra man and utilize it, Victoria ran the floor to score and go up by 6. .5:16 on the clock. And does that goal assure a Victoria win? It definitely feels like, if a dagger has not already been thrown, that was it. Holmes still fighting. Does well, taking some checks. Plays it to Pasiuk. The Victoria Shamrocks coming up to Nanaimo, needing a win and bringing their A game. Wilson on the run to the goal. Almost got by Byrne, but Byrne stayed right with him. Mickelson tracking down a loose ball at center court. Benson got a touch on it. Ori couldn't beat out the 30. Timberman ball, but before we get there, floor wipe with 4:42 remaining here in the third. So no one's touching Ladner. 13-0-1. Victoria the fewest games, but about to move to tie Nanaimo in wins. So Nanaimo will be 7-5-2, and Victoria will be 7-5-1 with that game in hand. Oh boy, is it tight. That's what you want, isn't it? Now, it's too bad. Ultimately, you don't like to see New West at 1-13 and Ladner at 13-0-1. You wish there was points taken off Ladner, and you wish New West had a better year, something to be more positive about, but it's been a struggle for the Bellies. But all the other teams, Victoria and Nanaimo and North Shore, very, very close. And you can see with Nanaimo and Victoria, there's just no separation in the standings now. But even North Shore, they're 4-8-0-1, but watching them play in Nanaimo a few weeks ago, what a great back and forth game that was. Diplock. And Muramatsu of North Shore, he ends up being an AP for almost every WLA team that comes to Nanaimo as well. Outside look for Miller, a shot. Once again, it's Jeffrey. And a penalty call maybe against Victoria for a slash. No one going to the gate. Is this a Timbermen penalty? I think it could be yet again. And Nanaimo's discipline, Langlois going off for the slash. It's eluded them, and that's been just a killer. But there will be, and that's the thing, there will be two teams at the President's Cup from the West this year. Ladner, we would safely assume, but somebody else will get a chance. Victoria hasn't put a stamp on anything yet, and they're still technically going to be in third place. But they looked like the more polished team, at least tonight, late in the season. Here's Johnson. Johnson sends it across. There's Marsh. Dubensky, a great stop. Pete Dubensky, he's been pretty solid today. 2 empty net goals on him as well, so he's given up the 9. Here's Walsgood. Walsgood, high pass, goes away from Mickelson. And the thing about that pass is the Shamrocks are just in every single lane, and they're harrying players all over the court. And he was hurried and harried that time, and the ball went astray. 3 minutes left, 11-5 Victoria, and they are in full game management mode now. Johnson to Golia. And the Nanaimo's just boxed up tight around Dubensky. Golia, Johnson, Wade, winds and fires, kick save Dubensky. Chance for a reset. Boyd has it. Boyd will take his time here. Every reset just gets Victoria closer to the end. And win number 7, Golia. Johnson, still half a possession. I think they'll use all of it. Marsh, he could shoot it, doesn't, puts it across to Boyd. He'll wait as well. Back to Marsh, out of his reach. Wade with the catch. Now there's 5 seconds, and Wade just throws the ball down. Boyd just bats it to the side, and the possession is over, but the Shamrocks are down to 2:09 remaining, so that was mission accomplished with that possession. Sempt over center. Darren Wilson. Boy, has he been well marked today. Nanaimo's lefties have really been. Wilson, Langlois, or you name it. Fendick and Miller have had some looks, but there hasn't been much from the lefties. And there's just not much there. Here's Fendick. Fendick. Worked on by Benson. Late in the possession, and Fendick just drops the ball down. Langlois complaining as he heads off the floor. 95 seconds to play on this Tuesday night. And boy, Nanaimo in tough. Playing Ladner on Thursday. Shamrocks Bellies on Saturday. And then they've got 2 the Shamrocks do against North Shore. Nanaimo wraps up with North Shore as well, but the Victoria path is definitely easier than Nanaimo's. Even though the Timbermen will have an extra point, at least for now. But the Shamrocks have the extra game. That's why that July 20th game could be massive. Timbermen might have to sit and wait to see who has home floor. in their first round 2-3 series. Diplock moves it across to Wilson. Wilson drives it off the target. Boy, that's been a theme too, just not finding that shot. There's Diplock, ripped one, and that was stopped by Jeffrey. Timberman ball back. Outside look for Grady Holmes. Nice quick step, trying to get by Byrne. Still Holmes to the front. Ball lifted almost in the top corner by Ori. Boy, that was close. One-armed a shot. Almost perfectly placed. And the Shamrocks call a timeout with 24.5 seconds remaining. And you can see and hear the sticks at their bench, and they know that the job has been done. It's not exactly a long drive back to Langford from here, but it's a fun one when you come away with a big victory in the standings. And for Nanaimo, so much frustration. This was a big game. Both teams knew it. And Victoria just blew the doors off of it with a 5-0 run in the first period. I mean, Brody Wade, just on his own, was absolutely unbelievable. Natural hat trick to open the game for Wade. Wade at 17 minutes. Wade at 16:02. Wade at 15:12. Then Boyd at 4:23. And Cunningham at 2:21. And basically, there was the game. That opening 20 was just all Shamrocks, and then it was, as long as we can play even with Nanaimo the rest of the way, and they could. Into the final 10 seconds, and Byrne might be the last guy to touch, and he'll probably just throw the ball down beside the net. That's what he does. As this lacrosse game comes to a close from Frank Crane Arena, the Shamrocks 11, the Timbermen 5, and the gap between 2 and 3 in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association is now officially 1 point. And again, Nanaimo's in Ladner Thursday, and then they've got North Shore on Saturday. Victoria, they have a game left later in the week against New West on Saturday. Sunday, they've got North Shore, and then the 20th, they've got North Shore again, and that extra game could be absolutely critical. So we'll see how the standings unfold, but it is very much a Nanaimo versus Victoria 2-3 series in the West Coast Senior Lacrosse Association. Date to be determined when it starts. Location to be determined when it starts. As the handshakes continue, Dubinsky and Jeffrey, guys that know each other well, and these guys all do. So these handshakes are heartfelt. And certainly jubilation for the guys in green and frustration for the guys in red. But there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of guys that have at some point been teammates, but maybe some hard feelings after an emotional game on a hot night like that one. On behalf of our crew, thank you very much for watching on YouTube tonight. 11-5 Shamrocks win the game. Both teams now have 7 wins. So long from Frank Crane Arena.